McCaslin with Construction Equipment Guide, and we're live with Dr. Drive and Dr. Sarah McCaslin of Texas Final Drive. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, for any of our viewers that are not familiar with your company at all, could you please explain a little bit about Texas Final Drive?
Sure. We're a Houston-based company, and our mission is to sell and service quality hydraulic motors. And these, we are basically an internet-based company, so we use TexasFinalDrive.com and FinalDriveParts.com. And these websites are a leading source for the hydraulic final drive motors for things like excavators, track loaders, skid steers, and any other machinery that you see in construction and every place else. And we offer both new and remanufactured final drives, and that's part of what makes us unique is the remanufactured side. There's very few people in the United States that are even capable of doing any kind of remanufacturing on these drives. And most people are stuck with either you buy a used one, which that may not be the right answer at all, or you go with all new. Now we sell a bunch of different fitments for everything from Caterpillar to Volvo and everything in between. The Bobcats, the John Deeres, the Kubota, and so on and so forth. If we can find a fitment for you, then we can sell you something. And we've worked hard to try to listen to our customers and give them what they want. And what they need, they need to have the availability of the parts. They need published pricing, and our knowledge of hydraulic motors for construction equipment is another key concern for them. And so, hey, we just try to fill that bill.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. McCaslin, you are primarily in charge of the content that is found on TexasFinalDrive.com. There's a wealth of knowledge, videos, blogs, as Dr. Drive mentioned, pricing. Could you kind of give some insight into your motivation behind creating that quality content?
Sure. My main focus is the blog and other information that's available there. And most of our customers are owner-operators, and so they don't have a mechanic on staff to service their equipment. So the original goal that Final Drive Parts and Texas Final Drive had behind starting with the videos and then the blog was to give these customers the skills and the information they need in order to keep their equipment running in top condition. And that's available through our Shop Talk blog and our Shop Talk video series that's on both the website and YouTube channel.
Now, Dr. Drive, you are the main focus of many videos, but your main priority is to get your hands dirty. Could you please explain how the final drives are probably the most important part of a compact track loader or mini excavator or any construction equipment piece?
Well, I think the short answer to that is torque, and plenty of it. If you've been down to the tractor pulls and the drag races, you think you've seen torque. I'm not sure, though, that this stuff doesn't put them to shame. And sometimes when we see what comes in, these owner-operators they're already 3 days behind schedule. So if they've got a final drive motor that's making a little bit of noise, the heck with that. We've got all day that we need to be working, and they just keep on going, and they don't stop until that drive stops. And by the time that drive stops, the torque has torn it up. So, torque.
Torque, all right. Now, usually the main issues with a final drive are with the gearbox or the hydraulic portion. What are some other areas that, when they're shipped for you for remanufacturing, are key concern or some interesting things that you've seen in your days dealing with that?
Well, I think part of it is just the evidence of the sheer power of them. Like I said, they go until they stop, and by that time they have torn stuff up. We've seen a 2.5, 3-inch axle shaft literally sheared off. Man, I'm telling you what, that's something else. So one of our challenges, or at least more than one of our challenges in here, is to find a way, the proper way, to remanufacture the parts that come in, to reclaim them. And we're working with different machine shops, we're working with different metal people, we're working with different processes. it seems like every month somebody here is contacting somebody with a different process in order for us to repair, reclaim, and remanufacture the parts that go into these motors. Every piece of them is subject to some type of use and abuse.
Now, first off, congratulations on your recent partnership with Eaton Hydraulic Motors Division. And I imagine that partnership is a key component in your company's growth and how you will be able to turn around times for customers, rebuilds, and having parts on hand. Could you elaborate on the partnership and what it means to you guys?
Sure. Well, Texas Final Drive has had its finger on the pulse of the aftermarket industry for years. It's kind of in our DNA. Our founder was an equipment dealer and refurbisher when he created Woodland Fluid and Power from his firsthand knowledge of the industry. And we have a good understanding of what our customers need. So we envision sharing that with Eaton so we can better serve the market together. We can better meet customers' needs, provide them with high-quality, efficient hydraulic motors. We seek to represent Eaton for the hydraulic components to the aftermarket industry. And a partnership with Eaton is going to help us serve our customers better and give Eaton a better opportunity to grow their market share here in the United States.
Now, one last question for our viewers. With all the kind of new advances in technology and equipment going from Tier 3 to Tier 4, do you think the Final Drive will have any advancements, or what could we see change in that piece, if anything?
One of the interesting aspects of the remanufacturing that we do at Texas Final Drive is that it is an actually greener approach to keeping your equipment running. It takes far less energy to remanufacture a Final Drive than it does to create a brand new one. In fact, they say that about 25% of the United States energy usage comes from the manufacturing components. So when you have a Final Drive remanufactured, you're actually wasting, so to speak, or using less energy than if you were building a new one from scratch. When you take into account things like smelting the iron, sand casting, all the different manufacturing processes that go in, and then the costs involved with shipping the parts and shipping the final hydraulic motor.
Now, if people would like to learn more about this, where could they go?
Well, I tell you what, if you want to find us, you can just dig us up on the internet. TexasFinalDrive.com, FinalDriveParts.com.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Drive. Thank you, Dr. McCaslin. And thank you, everyone, for watching. This is Teddy McKeon with Construction Equipment Guide, and you can reach us at www.constructionequipmentguide.com. Thanks again.